everyone, welcome to the Solo Gaming Spotlight. Today we're going to be playing Trudvang Legends. We're going to be playing Adventure 1 out of the core game, but we are going to be playing with one of the characters from the Lost Stories expansion, one of the characters from the Wildland expansion. From the Lost Stories expansion, we're going to be playing with Dora. She's a bard. She's going to be using the bard item, which is the bard's instruments. And her feat deck is made up of 4 class cards. The strike one is one of them. Battle chant 1, strike 1. Is there 2 battle chants? There's 2 battle chants and 2 strike 1s. Then she has her identity specific cards. Duet 1, stance swap 1, squeal attack 1, and shriek block 1. Now she comes with a companion. It is her pig. His name is Sheik, and this adds a little new feature to the character. And Sheik has basically 3 different stances he can be in: vulnerable, defensive, and aggressive. Now he starts the game in vulnerable, and the identity specific cards will change Sheik's stance apparently, but we'll get into that more as we get into combat, and I'll show you that. The other character we have is Ulf. Ulf is a warlord class, and he comes with the warlord's gear. He also has 4 warlord cards. Class specific, which would be the combined hit, another copy of combined hit, safeguard 1, and another safeguard 1. Then his identity specific cards are combined speed, combined hit, not combined hit, combined speed, supply 1, synchronized swap, and leadership 1. Now, Ulf comes with 2 bodyguards, and they will be on the map with the party. Wherever Ulf goes, they're going to go, because the party can split up. If Dora wants to split up and go to a different region, she can, but the warlord's guards must stay with him. So what they can do is they'll exhaust to boost up certain powers with Ulf, and then his card will be able to refresh them. They both have little hit point markers, and they start out on 5. During the game, Ulf can, any damage he takes, he can have the guards take it for him, or any healing, he could have the guards healed as well. So let's go ahead and put these 2 on the map. So one of the really cool things about Trudvang Legends is when you have the map board here, and you have these sleeved little areas where there's different cards that go in and out of the different areas. As you explore the map, these can change, characters can come in different places, possibly even events. We'll discover that as we play along. And then we can just fold it up and everything stays the same. Now I've already put out the starting locations, the starting enemies, and the starting point for our characters for scenario 1 or adventure 1, which is called Child of the Light. Over here we have the stories area, and this has different things that you're going to come across during the adventure. Right now we have information regarding defeat for when our characters die, how to level up, and I've also slotted the 3 types of enemies we'll be facing in this particular adventure here, so I just have them on display. If I need one of these slots, I'll pull them out. They're not supposed to go here, but why not? I'm limited on table space here. Another really cool thing about the game here is the phases, and right now there's 6 phases, but we only have spots 2, 3, and 4 filled with travel, engage, and explore. They're the 3 different options we go in, and this is the phase marker to determine what phase it is, which there's so much that they can do with this, and we'll see how they do. You know, they can change the order of them, they can change the rules for engagement. The same over here, they can add different things. This is the story adventure sheet, where different things as we explore the adventure or make different decisions are going to pop up different areas of interest on the board, and we'll be placing the different markers on the map to represent the different letters. This here is the A. It goes through L. I believe it skips the vowels E and I. And we are ready to play. I've already went and filled the players' bags with the proper tokens. So you can see Dora has 1 water, 3 air, 3 earth, 3 fire, and 5 darkness tokens. Ulf is a mirror here. Exact same stats, 1, 3, 3, 3, 5. So we are weak on water. All right. Let's begin. The introduction.
Travelers, welcome to Trudvang, a vast land of heroic sagas and epic adventures. Like many sagas, this one begins in the golden light of autumn as you sit about the fire, drinking honey mead and sharing tales with your fellow travelers. Your respite is interrupted by a harried courier, happy to have found you so quickly. The courier presents a letter from your mentor, the ancient elf Trudvang, who trained you and so many others in your youth. He urges that you hasten to his tower in Edgeland. You have not heard from him in a good while, but Trudvang is ancient and wise, and he would not seek you over trifling matters. In the pre-dawn light, you take the road, itself beset with the usual perils, yet your hearts are uneasy for different reasons altogether.
Take adventure sheet C1. I've already showed you that. That's inside here. Place all heroes in Edgeland. That's already done as well. Reveal the enemy cards that are over here. Place 2 forest trolls in Dranvelt, the Draugrs in the Troll Ridge Mountains in the Wildland, and we're going to reveal point of interest A. Trudvang's Tower. The Tower of the Elf Trudvang, your old mentor, received a message from him requesting your urgent presence. During the explore phase, right now it's in spot 4, if the area that we're in is free of any enemies, we can go ahead and interact, and then when we interact with this, we can read entry C1001, which is in this here Book of Sagas. Okay, so we're going to place point of interest marker A right there in Edgeland. We're going to go through the different phases. And first up is the travel phase. Each hero in a region without enemies related to a point of interest may travel to an adjacent region. We do not want to travel because we are in the area with our point of interest. So we will go right to the next phase, which is the engage phase, where we're going to fight any enemies and activate personalities in our region. There are none there. But if the region is free of enemies, we need to draw and resolve 1 event for each region occupied by heroes that are not on board a ship. So let's go ahead and draw an event card and resolve it. The Law of the Strong. A group of marauders approaches you. They're obviously looking to rob you. Each hero in the party must perform a Strength 3 test. If at least 1 hero succeeds, the marauders run away in fear, and each hero gains a chronicle point. If all heroes fail, you manage to save your possessions, but not without injuries. Each hero exhausts or loses 2. So if we take a look at our hero board here, our chronicle points start out at 0 in the beginning of the match. And you earn them, and you can spend them to kind of interact with different areas on the map or power up some of your cards here. That same track also has your health marker. Of course, you saw that with the warlords, with them having 5 health each. Our hero has 9 health. Dora is going to go first. She has 3 in her bag. So let's go ahead and pull. When you do a test, you draw 7 of them at once. So let's see what we have here. We drew 4, and so far we have 1. 2 more, so we know we're not going to get it. We did not get it. So Dora fails. Let's go over to Ulf and see how Ulf manages. All right, Ulf is here for his test of strength. Let's go ahead and pull. This is not a good start. My goodness, that was an epic fail. So both of our heroes are going to end up taking 2 points of damage. Ulf also starts with 9 health. So he's going to go down to 7. And Dora's going to go down to 7. We are now going to go to the explore phase. And heroes in regions free of enemies interact with a point of interest and or location in their region. And we do. So we're going to go ahead and interact with Trudvang's Tower and read entry C1001.
Trudvang welcomes you warmly.
I am relieved to see you again, my friends. My days are troubled and my nights restless. The Snow Saga is in jeopardy.
From his pocket he pulls a mystic stone, beautiful and white, almost strumming with power.
I have guarded it for centuries. In my waking hours, I keep it on my person. At night, it returns to the vault.
You know well this task laid upon your mentor's shoulders, but you're unsure of the true extent of this artifact's power.
You know Oktar, Jarl of Storhaven. Troubles stop his lands, and he has asked me for aid. I would send you to Wildland, if you're willing, but the hour is late, and your old room awaits you. We shall make council tomorrow.
Your slumber that night is populated by a nightmare. A mighty warrior, taller than most men, passes your window, climbing the tower. He is armed with 2 massive cleavers that have never known honest work. You awake at midday. You've slept far longer than normal and feel weary as after a day chopping wood. Very unnatural. You seek Kirjanti, but no one answers. In his private quarters in the uppermost chamber, you find your old mentor, dead in his bed, the sheet soaked through with his blood. A cry of anguish escapes you unbidden. Bloody tracks are apparent on the floor from the bed to the window. Someone must have climbed the tower. Was your dream truly prophetic? The Snow Saga. You race down the tower to the vault, only to find bloody footsteps on the marble floor. The vault door shattered and the Snow Saga missing. Poor Kirjanti did not deserve his fate and had always stressed how vital it was that this mysterious artifact of distant past never fall into the wrong hands. Now, it has happened.
Any hero in the party may perform an Intelligence 3 test to investigate the crime scene. That is the one that both of our heroes only have one, so neither of them can pass it, so there's no need to even bother taking that. But at least one hero succeeds, read entry C1023. Well, that's not possible. If all heroes fail, continue to read. You can follow the bloody footsteps to seek your mentor's assassin, or go to Wildland and follow Jarl Oktar as Kirjanti wanted. Now we're going to go ahead and discard point of interest A, and we're going to reveal point of interest B, and reveal point of interest C. Let's open up B, Assassin's Tracks, the Troll Ridge Mountains. The tracks of Kirjanti's assassin seem to point west, in the direction of the Troll Ridge Mountains. Interact to read entry C1026. So we're going to go ahead and put marker B in the Troll Ridge Mountains. Let's go ahead and read C. C. Palace of the Jarl of Storhaven, Wildland. Jarl Oktar, the most powerful man in Wildland, warned Kirjanti of the dangers in his land and requested your visit. He is still unaware of the murder of your old mentor. Interact to read entry C1027. To the north in Wildland, we're going to go ahead and put marker C. Okay, so it is now the travel phase. And we have a choice to make. Do we follow the assassin's tracks, or do we head up to go see Jarl Oktar, like our mentor suggested? Now, following the assassin would be the logical choice. However, if the assassin killed our mentor, he could probably kill us. Let's take the path probably least traveled. Let's go to see Oktar. So we can move to an adjacent region. So we're going to go ahead and move to the north, to the Ice Peak Mountains here. Now we're going to go ahead and move to the engage phase, where there's nothing to engage, so we have to draw an event card. Dark Chasm. It seems to be the only way forward. What do we expect? Headed into the Ice Peak Mountains. Each hero in the party must perform an Agility 2 test. Right, that's not that bad. Each hero that succeeds, you cross it safely. Each hero that fails, you hurt yourself, but manage to cross it, gain a negative token. So we'll have Dora go first. She's got 3 tokens in her bag. Let's see if we can get 2 of them. Remember, we're going to draw 7 for a test. We got 2 heirs. That's 3. We got 1. We got 1 left. We did not get it. So we're going to go ahead and gain a negative token. So we gain a negative token. Now, as we add tokens, they will push themselves and they will cascade off of our player board there, and they'll be no longer effective. So for right now, we have this. And when combat comes up very shortly, because we're going to be going up into the wildlands and fighting some Draugr, it looks like, we'll show you how combat works, okay? Let's see how Ulf fares. All right, he's got one. Man, one more. Can we get lucky? We did not. Ulf also suffers. So we've had 2 unsuccessful tests here. Technically 4. Let's get him one of those. Negative tokens as well. Let's continue onward. I'm in the explore phase. There's no points of interest there to explore, so we're going to go back up to the travel phase, where we are going to head into the wildlands, go to the engage phase, where we are going to be engaging the 2 Draugr. So now we draw 4 cards. We've got Stance Swap, Duet 1, Shriek Block, and Squeal Attack. Let's draw Ulf's. Combined Hit, Safeguard, another Combined Hit, and Combined Speed. So for combat, we have the Draugr here. They each have 4 health. They each attack for 2, and we get exhaust or take +2 damage when we flip out an enemy attack card if that symbol triggers. In combat, we draw 4 once, 4 cards, you can see the square symbol, and 3 tokens at a time. So let's go ahead and draw 3 tokens for Dora. All right, this is a darkness token, so this automatically goes onto the mist track. Now we're still in the blue. If we stop before this gets here, we get to trigger the blue effects. Right now that's a chronicle point. If we go past it into the red, we're going to trigger the -2 health plus the extra minus health. So now we place our runes. Let's see. 3 attack. If Sheik is aggressive, it deals +1 and becomes defensive. Well, he's vulnerable, so he's not. And we have a water. This skill is not activated. Sheik becomes vulnerable. 1 chronicle point. Sheik becomes defensive or aggressive. Gain a chronicle point. If Sheik is aggressive, anyone here gains plus attack, which is pretty good, but he's not aggressive. Skills trigger first before the attack. Let's try and get lucky and get the stance swap. 1 chronicle point. Sheik becomes defensive or aggressive. And then we'll try to get him to aggressive if we can. Let's go ahead and draw 3 more tokens. So we're now at 2 there. We've got another fire token, so we will get our squeal attack off. Looks like we're going to have to try to get our block off, and we're going to have to draw 1 more time, I believe. Try to trigger the stance swap or the shriek block, and hopefully we don't. Ooh, it's going to be close. Oh no! Not the worst, but we'll do the stance swap. And we put 2 more on the mist track, so we don't get the chronicle point to be able to change his stance, which we were hoping to do. We're going to stop there. Let's draw 3 for Ulf. He's already got a miss. Combined hit. Exhaust a guard to deal +2 damage. So we definitely want to trigger one of those. Hey, we triggered it already. All right, let's pull again. Uh-oh. We got a green. We can get another green or wind. Uh-oh. This has nowhere to go, so that's also a miss. Taking that -3 damage might be a little too much. We can kill one of these guys by exhausting a guard. We're going to stop there. Once we stop pulling our tokens, we go to resolution step, and 1, all heroes involved in a combat resolve the effect triggered by their mistracks. So we already know that Dora is not going to trigger anything, but Ulf is going to gain a chronicle point because he stopped when he was in the blue. Second, all heroes involved in a combat may resolve the effects of their skill and fast attack feats. So he doesn't have any fast attacks, Sometimes I'll say fast and you get to strike before the enemy strike. And you also can check your skills. So right now, we can use our skills. So we can do the stance swap. The skill is not activated, Sheik becomes vulnerable. 1 chronicle point, Sheik becomes defensive or aggressive. Now this is a waste because we do not have a chronicle point to spend. So that's kind of wasted. Now we're gonna go to step 3 where we resolve the attack of all enemies. So there's 2 enemies, they're gonna get 2 attacks. And we can see the Draugr attack for 2. So our first one, I guess we'll have Dura take the first enemy attack. We're gonna flip over an attack card, +0. So she's gonna take 2. Now this skill right here is a block. She would now be able to trigger that if she had it to block the 2 damage. And then if Sheik was defensive, it would gain an extra block, which wouldn't be necessary, but it would change Sheik over to aggressive. That didn't happen. So she's gonna suffer 2 damage. Now the other Draugr is gonna attack. And we're gonna have Ulf take this one. Same thing, +0, but we have a trigger. So we can exhaust or take +2 damage. So, going down to 5 health. Now if we exhaust, we flip Ulf over. And we can exhaust him to return the last runes drawn to the bag, which we can't do anymore. I'll tell you what, we're just going to take the extra 2 damage and go down to 3 health. Now, we can trigger our attacks. So we're going to do the combined hit here for 2 damage, and we're definitely going to exhaust one of our guards. So we can see here that our guards have a sepia side, sort of reddish, and then a black and white side to show that they're exhausted. We're going to go ahead and exhaust one to do the extra 2 damage. We're going to remove one of the Draugr. We're going to go ahead and do the squeal attack where we do 3 damage, and if Sheik was aggressive, it would deal an extra 1. We do not have that option, so we're going to do 3 damage to the Draugr. We just put these damage tokens to show that he's been damaged. He only has 1 health left, and now we go to the final stage of combat where we can trigger our items if we would like. For Dora, that would be her Bard's Instruments, where we would have to pay 2 chronicle points to get a fast attack, where when one attack from any hero deals +3 damage, plus it would make it a fast attack. But she doesn't have any chronicle points, so we could not use that. Ulf falls in the same dilemma with his warlord's gear. We'd have to spend 2 chronicle points, but then we get 2 attack, and we would get to refresh or exhaust 1 guard to deal +2 damage. Okay, on to the second round of combat. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to draw 4 cards. We got the strike one, battle chant, another strike, and another battle chant. Ulf, safeguard, synchronized swap, leadership, and supply. Could really use gaining a chronicle point, gaining the blue chronicle point. We need to try to push these reds off. Let's pull for Ulf first. Change the luck up here. Wow, we really need a lot of greens. And, all right, so we got the leadership. We also got one for the mistrack. That's nice. Chronicle point, we can revive a fallen guard or refresh a guard. That will come in handy. We're definitely going to the next round. That's excellent. We need one more. Come on. Let's get that. We're going to take the block 2. We'll try to avoid some damage because we are low on health. I think we're going to stop there so we can gain the extra chronicle point and rely on Dora to do the damage. Okay. Dora. 1 miss. But we can trigger one of the strikes. We are going to trigger a strike. We don't need to do anything else. Let's just stop there and get a chronicle point. We're going to gain a chronicle point for Dora. We're going to do the same for Ulf. He's going to gain a chronicle point. Now, we can fire off fast attacks and skills. Leadership 1 is a skill. We can take care of that right now. We'll gain a blue to the track. So we're going to add that to the track, push that down. You can spend a chronicle point to revive a fallen guard or refresh a guard. We're going to go ahead and spend that. And we're going to go ahead and take that guard and refresh it right back on the map. Dora only activated an attack. She doesn't have any skills. So we're going to go to the next step where we resolve the enemy's attacks. So we have our remaining Draugr +3. My goodness. Reshuffle the enemy attack deck. Apologize, I forgot to declare who was blocking, but obviously I'm going to block with Ulf, who has 2 block. So he's going to take 3 damage. We gotta give some of that damage to one of our guards. We're gonna bring one of our guards down to 2 health and not take the damage ourselves. The block, we can also spend a chronicle point to exhaust 1 guard to gain an extra attack. I think we are gonna do that. That'll give us an extra token. Get closer to pushing that negative effect off. Okay, now we can resolve our attacks. Dora will use her strike 1 to do 3 damage to the Draugr, removing its final hit point and removing it from the board. We're not going to use any of our items, but we did win a combat, so each of our characters will gain 1 experience point. We'll go ahead and put them on their mat, and we'll return their tokens to the bag. Once we gain 3 experience points, what we do is we trade them in, and we immediately draw 3 cards from our skills 2. This upgrades one of our skills. We get to choose one, and then we put 1 on the bottom and then the other on the top. We also have these ultimates powers that once we upgrade all of our level 1s to level 2s, we get to choose one of these to add to our deck, and then the other one we remove from the game. So we'll have a choice to make once we get all of our level 1s upgraded to level 2. They just stay face up on the bottom underneath the level 2 skills. The same thing with Ulf. He has a couple ultimates that he will choose from. We're going to shuffle the enemy attack deck, and we go from the engage phase down to the explore phase. We have point of interest C that we can interact with, and we're going to go ahead and do so. When we interact with the Palace of the Jarl of Storehaven, we read entry C1027.
Jarl Oktar's wealth is reflected in his palace. Carved stone pillars, rich wooden furniture, and a table laid as though a mine was an unknown bane in wildlands. You are admitted to the Jarl's presence. He's still vigorous man, despite his grizzled beard. His adopted son and heir, Rendre, stands by his side.
It saddens me greatly to hear of my old friend's death.
The Jarl says after hearing the tale.
Perhaps what happened to Kajanti is connected to what is happening here.
Rendre adds.
We're going to discard point of interest C. We'll remove this from the board.
You move to the banquet hall where Jarl Oktar explains his problems during the meal consisting of roast pork, steamed and buttered vegetables, and rich dark wine.
We heard rumors of a mysterious new religion. I thought it nothing at first. Fanatics performing sacrifices to the dark powers, and even worse. It's nothing new. But these call themselves the Ice Cult, and among their number, I've confirmed are many persons who would normally be beyond suspicion.
Meantime, a young woman, garbed as a priestess of Nid, offers the Jarl a fresh cup of wine.
Thank you, Sister Nedra.
The Jarl says, drinking deep. Suddenly, he grasps his throat, his face turning red and his jaws clenched. He cannot breathe. Poison. Your eyes seek the priestess Nedra. She's trying to discreetly slip away from the hall. The poison must have been in the wine. While guards immediately follow her, you leap into action.
We have a choice now. If there is a Dimwalker in the party, they can use their healing powers to cleanse the poison. We don't have that option. We can try to help the Jarl, or we can stop the priestess. Heck, let's try to help the Jarl. Read entry C1021.
You've seen this poison in action in the past. It closes the nostrils shut and clenches the jaw, making the victim suffocate, but it is fast to act and fast to fade. Your only chance to save the Jarl is to force his mouth open until the crisis passes.
A single hero in the party must perform a Strength 3 test. If they succeed, read entry C1034. If they fail, read entry C1035. Well, they both have the same chance of success. Let's do the warlord. We're going to draw 7. Hey, we got 2. Is it possible to actually pass one of these tests? Probably not. No, we didn't do it. Oh, Oktar. Our shortcomings are vast and many. All right, we failed yet again. We're going to read entry C1035.
Despite all your might, there is nothing you could do. Jarl Oktar dies before your eyes. Full of rage, you follow the guards in their pursuit of the assassin.
Read entry C1013.
You chase the priestess up the many flights to the top balcony of the Jarl's great house. Finally, she is trapped on the grand balcony overlooking the courtyard below. The girl turns and snarls.
Glory to the Ice Cold, my queen, I am coming.
She leaps, plunging to her death to avoid capture. You return to the dining hall. Earl Oktar is on the ground, his head cradled in Rendre's lap.
He is dead.
One by one, with no voice of dissent, the House Carls pledged their allegiance to Rendre with oaths of blood and brotherhood. The Jarl is dead. Long live the Jarl. The weight settles heavily on Rendre's shoulders. This is his house now. Ethroktar's body is taken away. Rendre gestures to you.
We must speak.
Sleeve personality card CS013. Jarl Rendre, the Cunning. Jarl Rendre, the Cunning. Wildland. Attack. One hero deals 2 damage. We're going to go ahead and add him to our story. And he's considered a personality. And we can go ahead and use that attack ability whenever we're in the wildlands. We go ahead and use his token, we flip it over, and we exhaust him. When combat's over, we can refresh him, and he can be used again next combat. All right, now we read entry C1024.
That woman arrived at court a week ago, pretending to be a priestess of Nid.
The Jarl explains.
She said she had been sent here to convert us. We found her amusing, so we let her stay. We never imagined she could have been part of the Ice Cult.
Do you know where she is from, you ask?
She supposedly came from a monastery of Nid in Dranbel, but it could be a lie.
The Jarl answers. Lie or not, you see your only lead to the Ice Cult. You vowed a venture to this monastery to uncover this mystery. Storhaven without a leader would mean chaos across Wildland.
Reveal point of interest E. Monastery. Dranval. A monastery of the cult of Nid. It's uncommon to find one of them in Dranval. Interact to read entry C1029. E is going to go in Dranval.
There are rumors of troubles on the roads as trolls leave their lairs to hunt and dead ones stir in their cold tombs.
Place 2 Draugrs in Icepeak Mountains. Game 2 Draugr. Place 2 forest trolls in the eastern Darkwoods. All right. Travel phase. We are going to travel to the west into the eastern Darkwoods. We go to the engage phase. Let's bring our 2 forest trolls over here. And it's time for combat. Let's flip out 4 cards. For Dora, we've got Duet 1, Battle Chant, Squeal Attack, and Strike. Let's flip out Ulf's, Synchronized Swap, Leadership, Safeguard, and Combined Hit. So let's go ahead and flip out 3. We already got a miss. It's 1 on the miss track. We're definitely doing a strike. That'll kill one of the forest trolls. Heck, if we can get a squeal attack going, we can take them both out. We've got a air, and we got another miss. We're at 2 on the miss track for her. She doesn't have any blue benefits except for the gain a chronicle point. We don't want to get to the red. I feel like we have to go there. And if we can gain a block. He's got several blocks over there. But we're going to have to face 2 attacks. So let's go for that. And just draw 3 more, and then we'll call it a day. 1, 2, so that's pretty good so far. And a 3rd. So we're going to do the duet, and we're going to do the battle chant. We didn't get the one we were hoping for, but we're okay with that. She only has 1 chronicle point, so we're not going to be able to trigger that. That's a skill. Actually, I can gain a chronicle point and have that to cancel the enemy's ability, just in case they draw the matching symbol. And it has us discard a blue, which would come into play for Ulf, but not for us. So we're going to stop. That's going to be good because we're going to gain a chronicle point for Dura. Now, let's go to Ulf. All right, we're looking pretty good so far. Yeah, we'll go ahead and make sure we get our 2 attack in. We can exhaust a guard to deal +2 damage. And then our other fire will go here, which would be great if we can gain another blue, because that'll kick our -1 red off for Ulf. We're definitely drawing again since we have no misses. All right, now we have a miss. We're still looking good though. We can actually fire off our block. Our synchronized swap here. We're to block 2, and for our chronicle point, right now he has 0. We can exhaust a guard to gain another one of those. But as long as we gain 1, we'll push the red off. We're okay. I think we are going to stop there. We've got enough damage. I don't want to take the chance of having all 3 miss and not getting the benefits of the blue, because he gains quite a few blue. As a matter of fact, we don't have to exhaust because he has a +1 attack in his area. We're going to stop right there. We're going to activate the miss track. Now for Dura, she's still on the blue. She's going to gain a chronicle point. We get to fire off all 3 of his. He gets to gain a chronicle point. He gets +1 attack, which is going to make this 3 attack, which is going to be able to kill a forest troll. He's also going to get another chronicle point, bringing him to 2. Next step, fast attacks and skills. Ulf didn't activate any skills. Dura activated her duet. She's going to gain a chronicle point. She's going to go up to 3 chronicle points. If Sheik is aggressive, no, he's not. Anyone hero gains what? If Sheik is defensive, anyone here, Sheik isn't either of those. Let's move that up so we can show that we did it. All right, our skills is over. Now the enemy is going to get to attack. We have a block. We'll take the first attack from the forest trolls for 2 with Dura. Let's flip it over, 0. So we successfully blocked that. We don't need to cancel anything. Now the other forest troll is going to attack. +1 attack. We're going to block 2. 1, exhaust 1 guard to gain an extra blue. We're going to go ahead and exhaust her. She only has 2 health as it is, to gain an extra combat token. And that will cascade the negative benefit right off of there. And it also cost us a chronicle point. Now we can trigger our attacks. We get +2, so we're doing 4 damage. We're going to get rid of 1 forest troll. And our strike 1 with Dura is 3 attack. That's going to get rid of the other forest troll. We successfully cleared a region, so we get to gain an experience point for each character. So we're going to add an extra experience point there. And an extra experience point to Dura as well. And I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. When we come back in the next video, we're going to go to the explore phase. There's nothing to explore. And we're going to end up going to the travel, which is going to be more combat. And we're going to hold off to the next video to be able to do that. Until next time.